Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. It's good to see everybody on this Tuesday morning. Ladies and gentlemen, we're now in the hands of our city clerk, Ms. Lisa Carroll.
This is the pre-meeting of the Mobile City Council, Tuesday, December the 10th. We have approval of minutes from November 26th and December 3rd.
Any issues, anyone?
Appeals, we have requests for waiver of the noise ordinance on December 13th, 6 p.m. until 10 p.m. on Glidden Place. Glidden Place. January 11th from 8 p.m. until 12 a.m. on Government Street. March the 1st from 7 p.m. until 2 a.m. on Government Street.
Councilman Carroll?
You know, this the one on Government Street for the MOT is a little different than the one I had to do with down the street a few blocks on Dolphin and Broad. It appears that most of the neighbors in the block are okay with it going to 2 a.m. I've been told that they will probably be finished by 1 a.m. The surrounding properties are mostly business. I've been told that those businesses will not be open during that time. There's 4 residential houses on the stretch from Church up to Government, and according to the MOTs, they've done a walkthrough and everything's okay. So I'm inclined to let this go, knowing what we're dealing with the Civic Center and the timing, and hopefully this will be a one-time thing, a one-year run. I wasn't looking at you. Hoping that this will be a one-time run. So let's let it go.
You're good with all of them?
Yeah, I'm good with all of them.
Okay.
I thought that Gideon was in your district, though. I'm not sure. Gimon?
No, that's
Mm-mm,
Gideon.
no,
Oh,
that's
that's
good.
Gideon place.
Okay, because this is the same family that asked the last time about the, I see this, about Gimon Street.
No, that's,
Okay.
all right, Madam Clerk?
Public hearings. Today is a public hearing to consider rezoning property located at 2660 O'Shell Road from R1 and B2 to B2. Public hearing to consider rezoning property located at 674 Western Drive from B1 to B3. Public hearing to declare the structures at 303 South Dearborn Street, 805 Dr. Thomas Avenue South, 966 Kentucky Street, 1250 O'Donnell Street, 855 South Washington Avenue, 2514 Green Lawn Drive, 916 Shady Brook Drive, 6517 Creekwood Court, 2758 Knollwood Drive, public nuisances and ordering them demolished.
All right.
Presentation of petitions and other communications to the council. Reggie Hill, Finance Committee meeting, MPD, Public Safety, and formal responses from the city. Valina Green, recent allegations toward homeless and systemic racism with disabled and homeless citizens. Reverend Roy Bourne, abuse and neglect of the homeless community. Morgan Crawford, her propose a partnership between the city and the Moxie League. Reverend David Edwards, invite the council to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. birthday celebration. CIP resolutions held over. 01-1175, authorized agreement with WAS Design for Crawford Murphy Park splash pad, parking lot, and lighting. 01-1176, authorized agreement with J. Payne Organization for Spring Hill Recreation Center stage and classroom improvements. Consent resolutions held over. 60-1151, determine an appropriation to Africatown Community Development Corporation, serves a public purpose and approved payment.
Mr. President.
Yes, Carroll?
I'm okay with this transaction, but however, the routing of these funds has some type of entanglement because of what they're trying to do. I think that we're going to need some type of assistance in getting this out. There's a major problem on Jake's Lane where there used to be the community gardens. For all of you guys that are familiar with the community gardens out there, now it's overgrown, probably just about as tall as me. The funds were to help them with what I thought was a capital expenditure over the years, but I've learned now that that money's coming from the general fund to do weedlings, which means that I cannot give them that money that's left over from the capital that I had in the previous years to get that work done. So I'm going to ask that we table this, but Jim, we need to find a way to reroute that money to them to get that work done, because there could be, as tall as those weeds are in those alleys and lanes that are cut from the old farm, and there are probably people hiding in there, and people are a little nervous about it being that high. So kind of need to get that work done.
I know legal is aware of the issues, but they're working.
Well, listen, I'm gonna table this today, but we need to find a way to get it untangled so that we can get the assistance and the funding out to them.
So we're tabling this, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, Madam Clerk.
Resolutions held over 09-1182, transfer funds from the unassigned fund balance in the general fund to CIP fund for civic center demo and construction. Ordinances being introduced, 28062, ordinance to amend chapter 28, housing, article 5, residential code, section 28-52 of the Mobile City Code.
Mr. President,
Mr. Reynolds.
I'd like to be added as a sponsor on this one.
What are we doing here?
Making it easier to build houses in the city of Mobile.
What specific are we doing here?
Here's the ordinance.
Can,
Here, Mr. Rico.
Good morning.
thank you, Shayla.
You're welcome, Councilman. So as you all may remember, back in 2022, we adopted the International Residential Code, the 2021 code. That was our big code update, going from the 2012 code to the 2021 code. Along with that update, we included what the code bodies refer to as the Coastal Construction Supplement. And essentially, just a growing trend where areas that are impacted by hurricane-prone areas, there's an additional supplement to address issues for areas that find themselves in that situation. So previously, within the load path, engineers and architects would have been allowed to submit plans for review. The Coastal Construction Supplement removed architects from that. So as we regularly review our codes to make sure we're meeting the intended outcomes, we realized that that was an impact to our architectural community. So the simple revision reads, in addition to a licensed engineer, you're now also included a licensed architect. So both of those entities can submit plans within this circumstance.
Any questions?
No, so thank you. I wanted the general public to hear this because there's been several incidences down on the third floor where architects have been forced to go out and have engineers come back and stamp their work and not be able to permit it. This is a good change for the city. I mean, I'm in the industry and I've been caught up in it 2 times where our permitting process was denied because of the fact that we had an architect and not an engineer. So this is an excellent change on you guys' part. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. So again, as you can imagine, the predicament we find ourselves in, that trend was in pace, but we've made that revision and we see that as a good change. The other one is another small, simple revision regarding windproofing, stormproofing, and expanding the methodology and the variety of materials that can be used to meet that requirement.
Again, another good change.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Ms. Rico. Madam Clerk.
64063 and 64064 are the rezonings on O'Shell Road and Western Drive. 88065 authorize the conveyance of city-owned land located on Shelton Beach Road extension, which is not now needed for public or municipal purposes.
Do you want to talk about that?
Yes.
You also have, of course,
Corey.
Vice President and Mr. Penn.
Oh, yeah. Since this is the first time it's on our agenda, can we just get some more background information for the public as to what's going on with this and what the use will be, and future plans?
Good morning. How's everybody doing today?
Good morning.
Yes, this land will be used for a community resource center. It is being transferred to a 501c3 called the Rain Group, which is here today. If you have any questions about their organization, it'll be used as a resource center to further to help the economically disadvantaged as well as the unhoused. We hope to partner with this group with respect to a deterrence and pretrial diversion program with our ordinances that we passed the last couple of weeks. It's a tremendous opportunity for the city. It's a tremendous opportunity for the community to have this group step up and build a community resource center.
Okay, so this is really just the first step as we go
Correct.
forward, and more plans will be laid out so that the public will know, exactly what's going on and what the opportunities will be.
Absolutely. You want to hear? I mean, they're here if you would like to hear directly from them.
Everybody good with that? I think it'd be great if we could hear some of that. I know it's still early, but I think getting the word out would be beneficial.
Good morning. I'm Monique Rogers, the founder of the Rain Group, which started in 2015. And we have some other members that's back there, and we'll speak to some specific questions about programming. But what we have been doing over the last few years is been aiding, Rain Group started for restoring, aiding, and inspiring our neighbors. So we have been a neighbor in this community, serving the community, the homeless, the ex-offenders, and even people that are what we call hardest to reach. There's a lot of folks that could be reached to resources within the community. But with us, there's some folks that can't be reached, and we want to be the arms and the legs to help them reach the resources that the community have and what we have within our organization also. So we formed what you call a community couch, which is outside of Government Plaza that y'all can walk in and look at today. And that is our outreach program that would be used for outreach to take the services to the community, do assessments of the homeless or what are the needs in the community so that we can serve the people well. So that's a part of the programming, but we would have a resource center on site of that property. And not only we would build some apartments so that the people, whether they're homeless or live with someone that is homeless or need an apartment, so they can stay in an apartment and come to the resource center Monday through Friday. So it's not a one and done because they got into the situations that they're in. It took some time, so it's going to take us some time to help them get to wellness, holistically wellness. And our plan is to take them all the way where they could be an asset to the community.
Thank you. I had an opportunity to meet with Ms. Rogers last week to hear about this, and I'm just very excited about what you all have planned and how we can all reach out and partner together from the city, and hopefully the county will be another partner for you and just the rest of the community. I love the couch idea. I hope everybody will go out and take a look at that. What a wonderful way to reach out to people within the community, just to talk with them and let them know what is available and what you can help them with. We've talked for a long time. I know Rob and I have talked about we need that resource center for people to come in and be able to get the things that they need. We've heard for a long time, how can you get a job if you don't have an address, if you don't have an ID? All of those things that set you back from being able to move forward. So just thank everybody who was here working with you in this and for stepping up to do this.
Any other questions?
Mr. Penn?
Thank you, Mr. President. I don't have any questions, but I do want to commend the Rain Group and Ms. Rogers for bringing this to our city. This is located in the Megason Park in District 1, which something that I've been looking towards of putting housing and figuring out how we can utilize this land. And so hearing this idea, I got so excited because as you probably know, we've been hearing for weeks people been coming down to the city council and saying, what are we gonna do? What is the city is going to do? And this is an opportunity to show partnership, which I've been talking about all the time. It's not just what the city can do, but what can nonprofits do? What can businesses support in this initiative? And I believe this is a great opportunity to do it. And I'm glad for it to happen in District 1 at Megason Park. So thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you, Mr. President.
Anyone else? Yeah, I would like to say, piggyback behind my colleagues. This is a great partnership between nonprofit, private, and government. As Councilman Penn stated, for the last several weeks, we've been having people to come down here to City Hall talking about homeless. Even today, it's on our agenda. So even when they come down today, I'm just going to say, look down at, at this this resolution here, ordinance here. Pretty much this land that we are talking about is pretty much is unfit land. The land had been for sale for some years, and many people looked at the land and turned their head away from it because it cost so much to develop. But this group is coming in with many resources to develop this land. So pretty much it's a win-win, with the city and with the nonprofit, because again, the city is giving us some land that costs so much to develop. And this developer is coming in, or this nonprofit is coming in to go ahead and develop this land for a segment of people that is less fortunate than many of us in this room on this morning. So again, I'd like to say thank you all so much for y'all investment and looking to work forward with y'all in the future. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Madam Clerk.
Consent resolutions being introduced. 03-1183, appoint Rebecca Williams to the Mobile Library Board. 31-1184, 1185, and 1186 are authorizing the mayor to apply, accept, and receive grant funding from Climate Smart Communities Initiative, the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAISE grant, Phase 3 of Broad Street Project, and grant from the University of South Alabama Gulf Coast Environmental Equity Center. No local match on any of these. 37-1187, recommend approval to the ABC Board for issuance of a lounge retail liquor class 1 license to Firehouse Wine Bar on St. Francis Street. 41-1188 through 1196 are the declaring the structures public nuisances and ordering them demolished. 60-1197, approve award of special bonus to Public Works Employee of the Month. 60-1198 through 1216 are determining appropriations to Africatown Community Development, Alabama Pecan Festival, Brothers Working Together, Green Coat Boys Entertainment, Marching Cougars Band Booster Club, People United to Advance the Dream, Revitalize DIP, Southwest Mobile County Chamber Foundation, and United Way of Southwest Alabama serve a public purpose and approve payment. Resolutions being introduced. 01-1217, intergovernmental agreement with Alabama Department of Environmental Management for environmental enforcement and management. 03-1218, appoint Peters Dre to the Mobile Historic Development Commission. Appoint Ivy Thompson to the Mobile Historic Development Commission. 1219. 08-1220, approve purchase order to emergency equipment professional for annual maintenance for fire apparatus, $17,500. 08-1221, approve purchase order to GT Distributors of Georgia for Glock pistols, $31,162.80. 08-1222, approve purchase order to Gwen Stationery and Engraving for printing and mailing of annual business license renewals, $22,837.30. 08-1223, approve purchase order to Hardy Chevrolet Buick for Chevrolet Tahoe SUVs, $3,676,572. 08-1224, approve purchase order to Hughes companies for limestone for Hertel Street parking lot, $176,500. 08/12/25, approved purchase order to Magnuson Group for waste cans for Convention Center, $22,165. 08/12/26, approved purchase order to Toomey's Mardi Gras for moon pies and bees for Mardi Gras, $19,044. 09/12/27, reallocate capital project funding to projects in the 2025 capital plan. 09/12/28, transfer funds from grant match holding account to capital project CIP Parks Taylor Park, $500,000. 09/12/29, amend the general fund by increasing interest earned on idle funds and investments, increasing transfers out and increased transfers in from the general fund to the capital fund. 13/12/30, authorize change order number 2 with Sabre Demolition Corporation for Civic Center new construction and demo, $1,344,375.50 increase. 21/12/31, authorize addendum 1 to contract with Axon, $1,625,332.80. 21/12/32, authorize contract with Butler Complete Services for landscaping services, various city locations, $142,540. 21/12/33, authorized contract with McCrory and Williams for 2024 TAP downtown sidewalk improvements, $113,805. 21/12/34, authorized contract with Davis South Barnett Patrick for public relations professional services to promote recycling, $19,850. Call for public hearings, 41/12/35. Call for public hearing to consider the modification of a previously approved planned unit development for property located at 6301 Greenlock Road, scheduled January 14th. Announcements.
Chief,
The 21/12/34, we take that under consent, that's actually residual grant funds for the recycling, they have to be extended by the end of the year. We can proceed with that contract. And so, second to the last page is 21/12/34.
anyone have any issues? Okay, Chief. Anything from this council? Anything else from the administration? If not, we'll see each other at 10:30.
Yeah, the way they, the way, yeah, but the way it was done out, it was, it's improper.